Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Weekend Update, March 14th. We got some shamrocks, St. Patrick's Day on Monday, and spring is in the air a little bit. We've had some nice days, a couple top-down days, so excited to get into this spring market here. We're going to dive into some weekly updates on market reports. Lots of great stuff going on at Samson this week that we're going to update you on, and next week coming up. So let's dive on in. First, we're going to dive into our weekly market update, and this really dives into the markets around us. Super important to know kind of how things are going. I know we had Ryan and Casey from MVAR yesterday diving into this a little bit more. But so this is the whole DC metropolitan area. Our showings 22,200, so up 9% from last week. So that's good news. More showings. Now less showings at this point last year, but that's okay. You know, we want to see them improving every week. Seeing some good traffic out there. Our new contracts down 6% from a year ago, but up 11% week over week. So we want to focus on this positive, increasing every week. As we get into the spring, we should see that. Our new listing is 1,655. It's almost 21% more than last year at this time. So there is definitely more market stuff coming out and 10% more than last week. So that's a really good sign for inventory. Now I know the sky's falling inventory, people, that there's too much, but more inventory is good. You know, we talked about that balance. Way too much demand, not enough inventory. A little bit more inventory, going to balance this out a little bit. So I like that idea, 21% more inventory. And the number that's kind of shocked me on this page, in a good way, is we have 33% more active inventory than we did at this point last year. So we have 6,655 properties on the market. That's a third more than we had at this point last year, roughly. That's great stuff. That means it's a little more balanced. Now, it does mean if you got a listing, you better have it priced appropriately, looking appropriately if you want to get it sold. As buyers, though, now maybe we have some options. The really hot properties, maybe 5, 7, 8 contracts, not 52 or 21 or 16 contracts. And as a buyer, you might get to actually choose what you want to buy as opposed to having to fight with 10 other people about the only house that comes on the market. So I like a little bit more balanced market. It seems like we're getting there a little bit week by week. North Central Virginia, a lot of similarities here. 5,600 showings, down 10% from a year ago, but up 7% from last week. Our new listings, 475, up 18% week over week, which is good stuff. Up there, you had the contracts. There were a lot more contracts last week, which is pretty normal as well. That active inventory at the bottom, 2,000 active homes on the market, 39% more than last year at this time. That's, I know some people are like, oh, it's what. I like it, okay? It was way too far the other way. So 39% more than last year at this time, which is going to lead to more contracts, lead to more transactions. Buyers can actually find something to buy. So good stuff overall there. Baltimore metropolitan area, similar picture, 10% more showings than last week. Our contracts were down 2% from a year ago, but up 14% since last week. Our new listings, 898, 12% more than last year at this time, 8% more than last week. So all good numbers there. That active inventory, that big number that we're charting, just under 4,000 active homes, 17% more than last year at this time. That's a significant number. Now, last week it was like 13, 14, 15. So 17, it's moving the other way. It's not as big as we saw in the DC metropolitan and that Virginia market, but it's still bigger than it was. So it's good stuff there. Our last one, our smallest market, our Maryland, West Virginia Panhandle, we've got 8% more showings than last week, which is good. About 200 contracts. 7% more than last week, but a little bit less than a year ago at this time. New listings, still a big bump. 270 new listings, 39% more than last year this same week, 35% more than last week. So definitely spring has sprung last week when it comes to listing homes. Active inventory, 1,322 on the market. That's 26% more than last year at this time, just 1% more than last week. But we like to see those numbers, increase. I mean, not crazy. I don't want 10 listings for every one buyer, but we used to have 10 buyers for every one listing. So we need to kind of ease that out a little bit. So good news overall. We'll continue to track this every week with our Bright reports to stay on top of it. Last week's rock stars, our top agents within the company. Our top 5 individual performers in volume for last week. Victoria Zhao, great job, number 1. Fantastic, Victoria. Johnny G, with his help of Laura. Johnny Grzika, number 2. Irina Babb, a great pro, number 3. Kamal Park, number 4. And Aaron Probasco, number 5. 5 of probably our top 20 right there. So great week to top 5 great pros for us. Top 5 in transactions, some more great pros in here. Adam Shively, number 1. Micah Dianda, number 2. Irina Babb, number 3. Kamal Park, number 4 again. And Lynn McCabe, number 5. Fantastic pros on that list as well. Our top 5 teams in volume last week. Carolyn Young, way to go. Carolyn Young team, number 1. Shepherd Homes Group, number 2. The Casey Samson team jumping back into the rankings, number 3. Jameel Brothers Realty Group, number 4. And Ellis Properties teams, way to go, Steve and Caitlin, number 5. Our top 5 in transactions last week. Carolyn Young Home team, Carolyn Young team, double number 1. Great job, team. Number 2, Shepherd Homes Group, number 2 on both. The One Street Company, number 3. Jameel Brothers Realty Group, number 4. And One South Realty Group from Richmond, number 5. So great job to our top individuals and top teams on the week. Last week, we had a lot of great things going on. Tuesday, we had Jason Chepernick's great class. He was in the First Heritage office in Oakton there. We did record that. We'll get that up shortly. The Business Mastery Roadmap series. This was the first class of 4. Jason did a great job with the crowd and just business planning, and he's always a great speaker. So thank you to Jason. As a reminder, all these great classes are always sponsored by Cardinal Title Group, so please support them so they can support you. Wednesday, great job in Columbia. We had a fantastic turnout for HQDU. Thanks to Jason Miller for doing the Mastering Your Social Media class. Lots of other great classes throughout the day there. And then Thursday, yesterday, we had Ryan McLaughlin and Casey Menish in studio here from MVAR, going over all things MVAR, Northern Virginia Association of Realtors. So awesome stuff. We'll get all those videos or the MVAR and the Jason video up for everybody for Samson University. But great stuff. We hope everybody can join us next week in all of our great classes we have coming up as well. As a reminder, we said yes to 2 new addresses. Really excited about both these offices. Front Royal, they are in there already. Tracy Wenger is our new broker manager out there. You can go move in. We've got some office space. We're working on signage. Once we get that, we'll do a welcome party. But excited about that Front Royal office. We can do Cardinal closings down there, the whole 9 yards. So I know we already have a lot of market share in Front Royal already, but now we've got some great new agents and a great home for all of them. And then Hagerstown, super excited about this move. We officially take over the office tomorrow, the 15th. Great office, was previously held by Remax Achievers. Great company of realtors out there. I think everybody but one has decided to jump over and stay in that office and join Samson. So we're really excited about that. We've already got some great pros that we had recruited. Katie Shank and her team, Patty Perez, Christina Gonatas, some great people that are going to be joining back to that office as well. So we're going to crush it in Hagerstown. And we're really excited about both these office additions. Next Wednesday, we're Samson Live. We're going to have our Zoom sales meeting, 9 a.m. Encourage you to jump in there. I forgot until just about an hour ago that I need to get some guests for next Wednesday. So we'll get you 2 of our top guests, 2 of our top realtors to join the conversation. Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. It's always a great time. Jump in on Zoom. We want to hear what you've got to say as well. Lunch and Learn's coming up. A lot of great Lunch and Learns. I started that one in Hagerstown because that's going to be kind of we're in the neighborhood now event. Going to be teaching a lot of people. If you're in that Martinsburg, Frederick area, we'd love to have people come to that Hagerstown Lunch and Learn about Samson. Let's fill up that new office as soon as we've got it made. Remember, you get recruiting rewards if you bring them in. Let's dive into the Cardinal Title contract trends. So this is data for last week. We had 150 contracts we looked at. If you looked the bottom to the top, the bottom one is days on market. So blue is 0 to 7 days on market. West Virginia had 29% went quick, and then 29% went over list price. 59% in Virginia went quick. 59% went less than 7 days. And 46% of them went higher than list price. So if people say that new inventory is starting to freak people out, guys, 59% of the contracts we accepted still sold in less than 7 days. So I don't see any kind of sitting on the market or any kind of problems with that right now. And 46% of them went above list price. That Maryland, D.C. market, we had 42% of listings sold in the first 7 days. 49% of listings still went above list price. So we still have a really healthy market where a third to half of listings are going quick and above list. Then we've got a good chunk that are at list price. All the whites there are at list price and selling in a reasonable amount of time. And then the blacks are the ones that are taking a little bit longer to sell or going a little bit lower than list price. But that's still, a third of the market or less. So really, really healthy market still right now with all these contract trends. Most people doing financing, a little bit of people getting subsidies in there. The blue at the bottom, probably the ones that are going lower than list price. about 2/3 of people getting financing and appraisal. The home inspection one's always funny to me because West Virginia's got 83%, Virginia a third, 30% or less than that, and then Maryland, D.C. 30%. So it seems to be the West Virginia is almost always getting home inspections. Virginia's almost never. Maryland's kind of in the middle. This week, Virginia and Maryland, D.C. numbers are about the same on that. The last one I want to look at is the buyer compensation. 96% of buyers, agents were paid by the seller in the contract, so still a really good number there, and 95% of those were 2% or higher. So we're still getting paid most of these contracts, and most of them are paying a good, fair commission. So good stuff there. Some upcoming classes that we're excited about. So Monday, I know we're calling it the Virginia-Maryland Broker Commission Showdown. It seems like it's like a war. It's not. There's some different rules, different forms, and a lot of you work across 2 states, Virginia and Maryland. So we wanted to bring together Karen, Steve, and Mike and talk about the differences, make sure everybody's clear on what's what, and how to properly express this during this. So our showdown is 11 o'clock. It's going to be in our studio here in Chantilly. So look for that class to come out shortly after that as well. So excited about that on Monday morning. Free group coaching class on Tuesday with Jennifer Zorn talking about objection handling and role play. This is great stuff. Even if you can't physically do it in the class, learn from this, grab a partner, practice. You can't handle objections on the spot. Well, you can always, but if you've practiced it with a friend, you're going to be much better when you get that objection from a real life consumer that's asking those same things. So love that class, give you some tips on how to do role play and objection handling. Grab a buddy and do that as well. So thank you to Jennifer. We'll be at HQDU on Tuesday, the 25th. So not next week with the salesman, but the following one. Our HQDU is Tuesday, not Wednesday. We could not get their big room on Wednesday, so we're gonna do it Tuesday. Tons of great classes throughout the day. We're excited about that. Some fantastic classes. Looks like Elizabeth Klein's gonna teach open house in the afternoon, and then a lot of the other great stuff that we love doing here at Samson. So gonna be a great day, all day in the Alexandria big conference room, Tuesday the 25th. So circle a day for that. Again, you don't have to belong to the Alexandria office. You just have to be able to drive there, which is a lot of people across Northern Virginia that can make it there. We've also got Winchester, Bowie, and Chantilly coming up on the schedule, the next 3 after that. So circle those in your calendar. We'd love to see you out at those HQDU events. We did a really cool video training series. We did open it up only initially to people in our Platinum group. We did it in the studio here, but now you get to see all these videos. You can pull them up at the Cardinal Nest now. Fantastic classes. Part 1, video marketing with Heather Ewan. We've got part 2, our lighting, audio focus and success with our fantastic video director, Justin Donnelly. So fantastic stuff there. Part 3 was creating conversation using your content with Austin Southern. Part 4, all about being comfortable on camera with Sarah and Bethany and I. And then part 5 was with Dustin as, okay, we've got the videos. How do you YouTube like a pro? How do you use them to content and get more hits from it? So awesome classes from some of our great staff here, teachers, and some of our top pros. So awesome video training series that you can log into and watch now. And obviously reach out to those people if you have more questions. But thanks to everybody that participated and really made those classes great. All right, next week, the blow by blow, Monday morning, weekly boost with Lynn Hamilton. Get you going, get your week going off to a good start. We got that broker commission showdown at 11 o'clock with Steve, Mike, and Kara. Steve, Mike, and Kara. There you go. Print marketing class in the afternoon. Tuesday morning, that group coaching class, objection handling with Jennifer Dorn. We've got a Bold Trail listing promotion class, how to promote your listings better with Will. Sky Slope training. Our sales meeting Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. Join the conversation. We want to see hundreds and hundreds of you in there. I'm going to ask questions. I want your feedback. We are much more powerful together than we are separate. So I'd love for everybody to be a part of that, learn from each other. We've got some Bold Trail classes that day from linking it with Sky Slope, a virtual class. Thursday at the 20th in our Libby Mill office, CVR versus NVR, the contract differences in Richmond, Northern Virginia. We have some crossovers, but sometimes you hear a lot of our NVR stuff, so we're going to do some specific CVR training. That'll be in our Libby Mill office Thursday morning. Also got the Thursday morning mastermind, $2.5 to $5 million. That's a virtual class. A Bold Trail class on Thursday with Will about hashtags and campaigns, how to create business for free using Bold Trail, hashtags and campaigns. Learning Trails with Lynn on Thursday. We've got 2 classes, a Learning Trails class and then a Master Your Marketing class absentee owners and how to market to them. A huge niche that I love doing to get listings when I was selling. Fast track commercial training Friday morning with Aladdin. Contract and addendum training for Maryland Association of Realtors Friday morning with Kim or Kara. And then we close out the week with Friday financing with First Heritage and a Real Scout Q&A with Stephanie on Friday as well. So remember, we've got tons of great resources, Samson. Dive into the nest, dive into what we've got available. You know, I was at a lunch and learn on Wednesday and I kind of got going on this, but no matter what brokerage you work for, you're always going to be in charge of your own destiny, your own success. We've got all these classes and all these opportunities, and we want you to dive in with us. If you're not having the year that you want to have so far, dive in, be a part of it. We've got so many classes, so many education, way to speak, Donnie, but so many opportunities to engage and network with each other that you will get that new idea to create that business. But, you know, I love the quote that Jason had, and I'm going to botch it there from his things. What we don't change, no, I didn't botch it. What we don't change, we choose. If you're not changing anything about your business, you're choosing to have the same results. So if you're having great results, fantastic, keep it up. If you want a little bit better, dive in with us. We will help you get there. As you can't tell, I'm super excited. That better weather just brings it all up, everybody. We're ready for an exciting spring market. We've got so many great things going on. I want to thank you all for your loyalty to Samson Properties, your loyalty to Cardinal Title Group. Please continue to support them, and we're going to continue to make this place even better for everybody. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. Take care.